Hi, my name is Lorraine Blum, and I'm trying to get an organization going called Rob Blum Building Communities for the Homeless. That name, Rob Blum, came from my son. He's out there and he's homeless. Starting today, actually. $40,000 ago, I gave him $40,000 over the last few months to try to get himself together, but he's schizophrenic. He can't do it. I mean, I just didn't realize how bad it was, but first I gave him $15,000 and he spent it in a week and a half. So I should have known. But he had gone through so much torture that I just felt like maybe he just needed a little vacation. And then I started paying for his hotels because he said he would really look for a job. And he just was too out of it to be able to do that. He really was. So $40,000 ago, he's in the same position as he was today, except that I can't give him any more because all I have left in my name completely for my life savings is $40,000. And I have to pay taxes on it because it's an IRA. And if I do give him any more, then I, too, will be homeless, and I will not be able to run this organization. And the problem is that I did have millions of dollars. I opened a practice in Coral Springs called Coral Springs Private Counseling, and this was in 1987. And then it did so well. I hired psychiatrists, psychologists, and social workers, and it did so well that I opened 3 more offices, and it became extremely successful. I made millions of dollars. My husband was home with the baby, and I should have been the one home with the baby, but he seemed calmer. He lost all his jobs. He was about to lose the best job he ever had. So I figured it's time that I went into the workforce, in full force. I mean, we worked together before that, so we had 2 jobs, but I figured let me go out there. He could stay with the baby and I'll make the money. So I did. It really worked, but he stole all the money. So what happened was he just took all the money and ran away with a girlfriend that he had when he was younger. And she left her 8-year-old and her family, and he left his 15-year-old, my son, and his family. But the problem was that he took everything we had. He didn't just take the millions of dollars. We had about $6 million. He didn't just take that. He took the equity out of the house. He stole my son's account, which was only about $100,000 at the time. And then he just spent it all and got it down to $30,000. And then he was in contempt for stealing it. He was in contempt for never paying any alimony. He was in contempt for child support, but I found a private agency that got some child support, $50 a month for a few years. But my son is disabled and will be for life, and he won't even put him in his will. He doesn't talk to him unless he has to. My son will say, I know you got arrested, Dad. I know where you live, because my husband and his wife got arrested a couple times. They are scam artists. And I'm going to warn you about that because I can, because they are. And it's out there. His name is Mitchell Allen Blum. And right now, he's telling the court, because I finally found him after 18 years. He was given, felonious addresses to the court. The last time he actually called in to dismiss it, thinking I wouldn't know. And I was there, and he lied to the magistrate, saying the same lies he gave him now, that he's dying, he can't leave the house, he's in diapers, that's what he tells him. And the magistrate bought it this time. He didn't in 2014, but he bought the whole thing this time because my husband was able to provide him 2 letters from doctors saying he's dying. Now, he could have forged these letters. He's done things like that in the past. That's how he got the equity out of the house. Or he could have friends that are saying it. I don't know. But the reason I know where he is and that that's not true is because the realtor called me by mistake, thinking he called him, saying he just met him at a social event, a networking event, and he knows that he could sell the house for more than $600,000. Why doesn't he call him and let him do it? That's how I found out where he lived and what he was doing, and that he was selling a house. So I immediately filed. Now I know how to do motions, notices. I mean, all these years, 20 years now. So I immediately filed for them to reopen the case and get him on contempt. But what he did was, again, he's very shrewd. He called in, because if he came into court, he would have no excuses and he would be arrested. So he called in and gave them the same bullshit. That, excuse my language, that he was, he couldn't get out of bed. His wife's been taking care of him for 20 years. The whole bull. So the magistrate bought it, hook, line, and sinker, and gave him a postponement for at least 30 days, if not more, because he'll keep asking for postponements. That's what he'll do until he's out of town, and then I'll never get anything. My son will never get anything. And I don't care about me not getting anything. I'm 70-something years old. I don't even remember how old. No, I know how old, but I don't want to say. And I'm not going to be here long. I've had 2 heart attacks. I have a real bad case of asthma. I'm not going to be around that long. I just want to be around long enough to make this thing happen. Rob Blum building communities for the homeless. I want to build one community in every city. I do not want a person like my son or anyone like him ever to have to go through what he's going through. At least let them have a home in a community that can really help them with a vocational rehab setting and a little clinic where doctors volunteer and a cafeteria with really good nutritional food. They can have bridges and they can have benches in the community if they don't want to sleep in a regular bed. They don't have to do the things we do. They're not like us. It can't work if we make them think they're like us. It didn't work in any place they ever tried to do a community like this. They don't even get along with each other. But I know I can do it because I've been working with schizophrenics for 30 years. And then my girlfriend, my best friend, became schizophrenic. I had a boyfriend that was schizophrenic. And then my son. Aside from the fact that I was working with schizophrenics for so long. And in those days, I was working in the crisis unit for a few years. And in those days, they would treat them. They would take them into the crisis unit and they would put them in the hospital. Now they're in jails. 80% of the jails are probably mentally ill. And they have places that they call forensic hospitals where they test medicine on them. If they did that to the monkeys, we'd be picketing. But there's one in Homestead that's called treatment and evaluation. And they admit to the family that they don't have anything to do with the family and they don't do therapy. They meet with the patient once a month to see how the medicine is working. That's what it's all about. My son got beat up in the showers. He got beat up by patients and staff. When I went to visit there, all the times I went to visit, I would meet people. One told me her daughter got punched in the stomach. Another said her son got almost killed in the shower. I'm telling you, they don't care. That's all they're there for. And this is what's going on. Now, there are rich people that, you know, when I had the money, I was able to get him into treatment. I was able to get him a neurologist. They can do that, you know, for those that are cooperative still. But my son went through so many problems, you know, with the medicines. He almost died on one. They had to revive him. They gave him too much. Another one he was allergic to. So he's afraid now of the medicines. And a lot of them are. They are afraid and they medicate themselves, you know, with marijuana and different things. So I want this community set up so that they'll have a place to go. Okay, so that the homeless will have a place to go, so that other families don't have to suffer like we are. And the court systems that are unfair, it doesn't have to affect the ones that are homeless because they will find a place to go. If there's anything you could do to help me do this, even prayer, please do. The name of the site is Hugs and the number 4, hugs4homeless.com. Please read my site and see if there's anything you could do to help. I need board members. I need people that will help with the budget. I need event planners. I need everything it takes to make this happen. And my son this is his first day on the street. I can't give him any more money or I'll be homeless with him and I won't be able to do anything for anyone. So please help us. My name is Lorraine Blum and my number is 561-866-9041. Please look at the site, hugs4homeless.com. Thank you so much. And God bless your day. Bye.